This is an astral projection experience. This is a story which I haven't taught anyone. And in fact, this is the first time I'm going to be uploading an astral projection experience since my 3-month or maybe 4-month break. And I had a lot of astral projection experiences during that time. But in this specific one, this is to do with a particular topic that I was trying to achieve, which is time travel. Fair to say, at this specific time, that was a way away. But the reason why I'm saying this is because that feeling to find somebody at a specific point in time, in order to relive those moments that you wish to go back to, really did speak to me. So what I tried to do was I tried to go back in time. Now, I'm pretty shaky. I don't know how to time travel at this point in time. I'm kind of new. So I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to go to places which aren't points of time, obviously. And I ended up astral projecting. So what I did was I laid down in my bed, and this was pretty cool, guys. Because when I lay down in my bed, it was like 8 o'clock in the morning. I woke up at 7. I was up at 8 o'clock just thinking, shall I astral project? Shall I astral project? Shall I astral project? And I thought, you know what? I might as well screw it. Might as well. And I laid there and I did the 4-step system, which I may be redoing. I don't know, it seems to be doing pretty good on YouTube at the moment. And I remember I had my eyes open when I did it. I had my eyes open. So I saw my hands, right? It's just so strange. I normally do it with my eyes closed, but I saw my hands and my body I separated my astral body from my physical body. And as I slipped out, it was like I shrank in size and my hands got bigger and they went further away from me. And I slipped out of my body and just went, and it's like I snapped back to my normal size. And I looked to my left and I could see my legs. I was like, right, I've done it, I'm out. I'm out of my body. And at first, I searched the house and I searched the neighborhood, I searched the entire area and it was empty. There was no one around. It was like a ghost town, right? And I'm thinking, this is strange. I even looked through people's windows and nothing. There was no one there. You know, which normally you'll see some dead people or people who have passed on. They're still alive. You don't die when your body stops working. It's nonsense. They're still alive. So these living passed on people, and normally they're walking around, or I'll see some entities, or I'll see... Ooh, I just got another astral projection experience. That's more geared towards fantasy. That's when a new video. Normally I'd see some sort of creatures walking around, right? But not this time. Not this time. And then I walk back into my room and I think, okay, how am I going to do this? How am I going to get from one point to another? Now, I don't know if you guys have seen, maybe you girls have most likely seen this, because this is a love story. A film about these multi-dimensional beings that use certain energy grids on the earth, or these certain portals or doorways, in order to get from one point to the other to manipulate certain sequences of events. And they do this by wearing a hat. And when they put the hat on, as soon as they open a door, they can get to one side, to one country, or one place in time, anywhere they want. They just open a door, and it's like the image you would normally see when you could see, say you open your bedroom door and there's normally a hallway there. When they open the door, it would be like a mountain, or it would be Paris, right? And I thought, okay, I can do that. That should be pretty simple. That should be fairly simple. So what I did was, when I came back into the house after observing the empty, void space of this dimension that I was in, I put my hand on the door handle and I was focused where I wanted to be. And I opened the door really quickly and I stepped in. Okay. Now when I stepped through the doorway, I wasn't where I wanted to be. I ended up being in some guy's house, and the guy's house was like completely empty. You know, it was odd to see where I would normally see my living room in a completely new space. And then I thought, okay, and then when I turned around, this is really cool, guys, because when I turned around, it was a glass door that I was holding, so I could see through it. It was like the glass was matted. As soon as I touched the handle, behind the glass matted door shifted and changed to another scenery, even before I opened it. And as soon as I opened the door and stepped through the door, it was completely new space all over again. This time I was inside a car park. I'm thinking, okay, I need to do this. And then I see these double doors to the car park, and I'm walking, and I push the double doors really hard, and I come through. Next thing I know is, as I push the doors change to 2 double doors inside of a restaurant. I'm thinking to myself, there are people here. There were a lot of people at this restaurant, okay? And I'm looking around, and I noticed certain people in this restaurant. And the people are family members of a friend of mine, who I was previously having a conversation with, explaining the dynamics of how time travel might be possible, to move your consciousness to another point of space or time where your consciousness already resided. The only thing different would be your body. It would be smaller, obviously, because if you go back in time, you'll get younger. You can go forward in time, you get older. And I saw his family there. And so I'm walking up. I'm saying, excuse me. They all noticed me. I kicked the door pretty hard, okay? It was like I was Doc out of Back to the Future, you know, the guy with the crazy hair. And I put up a chair next to him, and I say to my friend, Daniel, do you need to listen to me? Because I can't just come out with it. I need to break it down. So I pulled it to one side, and I said, okay, you know who I am, right? He's like, vaguely. No, we're good friends here in this plane of existence, this dimension. But obviously, in this realm, we don't really get along. We don't really speak, which was kind of strange. And I thought, well, maybe I might be able to channel his consciousness from a point of space where I was originally from through his vessel at that point in time and speak to him, right? Use his body like a telephone. Didn't work. I pulled him to one side, and I noticed these beautiful candles, and I brought the candles and I put them in front of him because I thought maybe the glare of the candle would keep me at that present state, you know, keep me there longer in order to explain where I was from. Long story short, didn't work. It was like somebody interrupted, like somebody deliberately tried to force me out of that point of time or point of space because they didn't want me to achieve my goal. It was literally like that. It felt like somebody took me and put me somewhere else. Because I know what it's like to be out of my body for like, I don't know, a few seconds when I first started, and then feeling the feeling that I was losing it, and then coming back. This wasn't like this. I was out for a very long period of time, and I didn't feel like going back, and everything was fine. And it felt like someone interrupted the whole experience. It was strange. But I guess what you could take out of this video is, if you're going to try to astral travel for time travel, it's going to be sketchy, it's going to take some time. I have actually made a video on time travel, which will be on my channel. And if you want to get to somewhere, point A or point B, do the tip that I mentioned in this video where you use the handle, open it up, and you're somewhere else. So I think that's going to be about it for this astral projection experience. I laid down some basics. And I'll speak to you guys pretty soon.